What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys a Week 8 match in NCL Season 7 Zubstrika, taking on Magic in the New York Meloettas. I did change out that Empoleon set. If you haven't seen the Team Builder, I had a whole Empoleon set in the Team Builder that is now a Gliscor. And if you did watch the Team Builder, I did change the Empoleon to a Gliscor because I got way too railed by Alolan Golem in prep. So hopefully this fixes that. It retains my rocks, which is nice. And it gives me more momentum. So I've actually got quite a lot of momentum with Vikavolt, Slowking, Cinderace, and Gliscor in this matchup. I'm just going to send this and see if he's ready. If you hadn't seen the Team Builder, everything in that is still relevant besides the Empoleon. But my Gliscor is Earthquake, Roost, Rocks, U-Turn. I'm outspeeding Nidoqueen, and I'm physically defensive with enough HP to be Toxic Orb viable. And I forgot to mention Gliscor outspeeds Nidoqueen. I wouldn't be surprised if I just get Ice Beamed in the face by it, but I'd rather outspeed it and not worry. And that also means that I'm outspeeding Banded Dracovish, so that's kind of cool too. I guess he's not ready yet. I'm not super stoked on this matchup, but I really never am. If we're being completely honest, it's been a long time since I have felt like a matchup was extremely in my favor, and I think that people are just drafting better these days, which is a nice change of pace to the community, especially this league in particular, where we've had relatively weaker players in the past, and now Zubstrika is there's a lot of parity. Currently, of course he's got an illegal move. Currently there is a 6-1 team, 2 5-3 teams, a 5-1 team, a 5-2 team, and then in 6th place is a 4-3 team, all the way down to 13th place with a 3-5 team. So there's like 8 teams right in the middle of the pack. Yeah, sorry if you heard that. I am in call, so people are going to be joining and whatnot, but I am just deafened. But there's a lot of parity in the middle of the pack. A lot of parity in the middle of the pack, so it's still very viable for a lot of these coaches to move forward. Did I miss updating one of Mike's games? He should not be 5-2 plus 7. I think... Oh, we're in now. 6-2 plus 8. Yeah, okay, so I just missed putting in his record for his game today. There we go. Now that's fixed. You two. And now we're in, and he brought Zubstrika. What? Zubstrika's like objectively worse than Alolan Golem. I mean, I guess I'm glad because I didn't think it was gonna come. So Dracovish, Suicune, there's no Nidoqueen. I was so scared of that. Gallade, there's no Shaman. What is happening? Klefki, Eternal Floette, and Zubstrika. I feel awful now. What the fuck? I would have rather had Empoleon. Man, this sucks, man. Zubstrika is so bad against my team. Why is he bringing this? Alolan Golem was so much better. Damn it! I hate prepping for that sort of stuff and then it going to shit like this. Okay, well, that's a panic and a half. But I'm really glad that Nidoqueen isn't here. It means his only hazards are the Klefki, and his only removal is the Klefki. So that is something I've got to keep in mind. I could have brought Taunt Gliscor. That was maybe something that I should have considered right off the bat. I think I'm just going to lead with... Slowking. I think it actually matches up really well against any possible lead on his part. And I can just port out on a lot of stuff. So it is Zubstrika, which doesn't surprise me, but it just means that I get a free Gliscor. I don't know what's going on here. So he does just try and Volt Switch, which is a wasted play. And I'm going to actually just U-turn on his switch here. I'm just going to U-turn on his switch. Into the Coon. So while Rocks would have been good there, I appreciate the U-turn momentum that it gets me. Did 8. So this is physically defensive Suicune. Which allows me to bring in Vikavolt. And I get to Volt Switch on the Toxic. And I did 51, which is probably... Glad he missed that Toxic, but... It's about a mid-roll, actually. Darkrai is probably just going to be able to get a kill. 40 to 48. It won't, actually. I can go... No, that won't do enough. I can go Gardevoir. Mega Evolve with Pixelate. And Hyper Voice still isn't killing, but at least I can synchronize the status. I might actually just Psyshock, to be honest. I think I would Psyshock in this form, and then I'd synchronize Toxic on him, which I'd be okay with. So I'm going to do that. Actually just brings in keys, and I crit him for 30. Alright, so this is going a little bit better than I'd hoped. This is not going well for him. If I Mega... Okay, so I'm actually not Mega. That's the key here. So I'm not Mega, and Psyshock crit him for 30, which tells me this is not physically defensive, and it's probably specially defensive. So then if I'm Mega, Mystical Fire is not doing enough for this to matter, really. Granted, I don't really care about status, so I think I'm just going to go for it. I can always Heal Bell the status off afterwards. He's just going to Spike. I don't like that play on his side, because I can just Court Change this back later. And I'm going to Mystical Fire again. Actually, do I need to? I can probably go for Hyper Voice here. Mystical Fire did 50. So actually, I got a little bit of a higher roll. Or maybe a max roll. But that does mean... No, Hyper Voice might not kill. I would rather... Psyshock and Hyper Voice with the same damage. I'd rather just Mystical Fire again. Get a kill here. Or catch Floette or something. I don't know. I don't understand why he spiked. Because this was his only hazard setter. So I'm just going to Court Change those later. Well, maybe. Yeah, actually I might. On this weekend I might Court Change them. If I don't feel like I need Cinderace, then I'm going to Court Change these. This spike. The one spike. Not sure what he's considering. He does go Floette. So we're going to get the special attack drop. I'm going to do 23. Okay. Floette. What happened to Floette Eternal? I can't calc it anymore. Yikers. Okay, so this is what I have this ready for. Floette Eternal, because of the difference in damage between Floette and Floette Eternal. So 74, 128 is what matters. Mystical Fire did 23. So it is quite possibly no bulk, which means I should Psyshock here. We'll be able to scout what kind of set this is. If it's choice specs, I guess I should have considered that, eh? Ah, no, Suicune's coming in. This is fine. 24. Hyper Voice will kill from here, so I'm just going to go for Hyper Voice. Alright, one down. Suicune was one of the only things I could Court Change on, though, so this spike might be here to stay. It is worth noting that that was only one of the only things that actually threatened Cinderace, too. I'm worried that Zebstrika is going to try and pull some funky stuff and go into Dracovish, so I'm going to Hyper Voice. I'm worried he's going to try and pull some funky stuff and go into Dracovish on a Gliscor, because Gliscor is so obvious. So obvious! So I don't understand why this is even coming in here. Like, Dracovish should have been the bring-in every single time. I still kind of want to get up spikes. Or webs, I mean. Yep, there it is. Clean! I don't know why he's dashing. That was the most obvious Gliscor of my life. There's no way that I was staying on that. So now Dragovich is dead, which, I mean, that's really good for me. Klefki's very weakened. Substrika comes in now. I'm going to go Gliscor now. Okay, and now we U-turn, right? In comes Gallade. 24. Okay, Gallade. I don't need to worry about the Floette that much. Gallade. U-turn. 24. I mean, it's probably just creeping Gardevoir if I had to imagine. So if you're going to Mega, if you were to Mega and run a Poison Jab, because I can kind of afford to go Gardevoir on this, can I not? No, I died a Gardevoir. Or I died a Poison Jab with the Spike Up. If I go Cinderace, is Powerball doing enough? Powerball is not doing enough, but I can U-turn back into Gliscor or something. Or I can U-turn into Slowking. Can U-turn into Slowking. This Klefki is now irrelevant. The Floette, I don't know what sort of set it is. It might be Specs based on what's happening here. Okay, so he is creeping Gardevoir, so that means my Darkrai creep is going to work. There's the Drain Punch. And now I just get to port out. On the Leaf Blade. Cool. Zoop. And I'm going to go... probably just Cinderace, honestly. Like, I know that I'm going to outspeed this with Cinderace. Guess it doesn't really matter, because I kind of have to risk what this Floette is going to be anyways. I don't really, though, do I? Because I could go Vikavolt and click Webs. I don't know how I want to handle this, because I could go Vikavolt and click Webs, and then Cinderace can clean. It depends on how much investment this Floette would have. So, Floette, and I don't remember what Floette Eternal's physical defense stat is. It's 7467. So, 7467. It does not tank a Pyro Ball from this range, if that's helpful. So I guess... And Zubstrika? What about Zubstrika? Zubstrika does tank a Pyro Ball from this range. So I don't know if I should just go Darkrai and sack the Darkrai, essentially. Sack the Darkrai to Floette. Because I don't know if it's Scarfed or not. I feel like it's probably Scarf. We'll just go Darkrai anyways. It's like generally irrelevant, so I can go for Dark Pulse here. I can go for Dark Pulse here. He's just gonna go Klefki. I thought about incinerating, but we're gonna get the kill either way. I'm surprised about that sack, but this does lead me to believe that this is Scarf Floette. I don't need this Pokemon anyway, so I'm going to Sludge Bomb in case it's not, and it is. So that's fine. That is fine. This means I go Vikavolt and... Mudshot? Question mark? So we know it's Scarf. Vikavolt and Mudshot Floette? Question mark? 74. 74, 128. I don't know if there was a way for me to play that better, because I'm not specially defensive on anything except for Vikavolt. Light of Ruin. From max special attack. 125. Let's assume it's Modest Scarf, because it can do that. I I mean, I would tank it. I guess I could Volt Switch too. Like, I go Vikavolt, I tank it, and I Volt Switch? No? Is that not the play? And if you go Substrika, whatever? Right? Because now I can go Cinderace, which will live from Substrika. I mean, I don't have to play around with that because I can just go Gliscor. And Earthquake. There's the overheat. Earthquake it up! Now, if this Gallade has Ice Punch, is it going to kill me? That's what I want to calc. Whoops. Gallade, Mega, Ice Punch. Yes. I kind of just want to go Cinderace. I don't live close combat, but what are the odds that even close combat's here? Psycho Cutted. Okay. I just U-turn on this. GG. Alright, so nice, well-played 5-0 against Magic here. Yeah, I don't know if I could have preserved a 6-0 there. Like, the Floette was... It was either the Floette was Scarf or Dracovish was Scarf, and I didn't get any information because I caught the Dracovish on a switch. And I didn't really have a play. Like, I could have gone Vikavolt. I might have been able to go Vikavolt into into Gardevoir. That could have been a play that I could have made. But... and had it kill itself to Light of Ruin recoil. But I think this was fine. I didn't really need Darkrai at that stage of the game anyways, so I was comfortable with that. It's not like I was outspeeding Zebstrika. I don't know what the Zebstrika spread was in terms of speed, so I don't know if I was going to outspeed it with Cinderace anyways, but I did have Sucker Punch for it. I just was worried about the roll on the Zebstrika there. I'm really surprised that he Psycho Cutted with the Gallade there, because Slowking was so obvious. But I guess it doesn't make contact, so maybe he wouldn't take Rocky Helmet Chip. I'm not sure. Anyways, either way, 5-0. Much better result than I was expecting. He brought a super whack team. Like, there was a bunch of stuff that I prepped for that didn't come, and then I didn't prep at all for Substrika, but I'm very glad that I put Gliscor on this team over Empoleon, because that would have been annoying. Why would you bring Substrika against me? Like, Golem is way better. Or Shaman. Like, what? Shaman beats all of my waters with Earth Power plus Seed Flare. Anyways, that's it. Next week we take on Gareth and the Hamilton Torcats. We're now 4-4, which is great. Now I can start thinking about playoffs in the back third of the season. 4 matches left. We play Gareth in week 9. We play Torn in week 10. We play Pokefan in week 11, and we play Lux in week 12. So some really exciting matches. They're pretty much all must-win. I definitely have to win at least 2 of them to make playoffs. But I also probably only need to win 1 to avoid relegation. So that's going to be my goal, is to win at least 1 of these last 4. Ideally, I win all 4, but that's not necessarily the most lofty goal in the world. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That's going to be for me, and I'll catch you guys next time.